More yellow flags for the U.S. economy. Here's the latest, guys. Hey, thanks everybody. Welcome back to the center lane, the political discussion for those of us in the middle. Compromise is not a bad thing. Well, there's more yellow flag warnings about the state of our economy. I'm just going to give you a few examples to start right off the top. Jobs report. Now, we know that the government shutdown has kept the Bureau of Labor Statistics from putting out a September job report, but we already have some private agencies. Actually, I got this number off of Fox News as well, so this isn't some made-up liberal thing, all right? 32,000 down. So that's 4 months in a row we've had some pretty lousy job growth numbers, so that's a concern. Speaking of the government shutdown, a couple things that's hurting us in a number of ways. One is with the farmers. Now, we already know the farmers are taking a huge hit with the tariffs. They got that insult added to injury when we bailed out Argentina with $25 billion to inflate their currency to help them, because that's one of Trump's buddies or whatever. And they returned the favor by dropping the export tax on their soybeans. So China went ahead and bought all their soybeans from Argentina. We haven't sold one soybean to China yet. So that is absolutely crushing our farmers right now. With the government shutdown going on as well, they can't get the necessary loans to go to the next level for the next planting season. So everything's been put on hold. So they're getting hurt two ways next to one. So we know the farmers are hurting. What other industries are going to get hit are starting to get hit really hard due to the tariffs and inflation and everything, ICE, labor. One of them is, and I can speak to this one, is the restaurant industry. I think you guys all know if you go out to eat now, it's really expensive. I mean, if you go to a sit-down restaurant and get a burger and fries, it's $15 just for that, plus a drink, I mean, and I'm not, listen, these guys aren't printing money in the restaurants. I can tell you from experience of owning and working them my whole life that the margins are very tight, and labor is a big part of it, of course. The cost of goods and services, the cost of liquor, cost of all your foodstuffs, rents have gone up, utility bills, as we talked about in one of my other podcasts. Some person brought up the point which I really hadn't thought about, but now that they mention it, is utility bills have gone up. And even though gas prices are kind of down or pretty good, utility prices continue to rise at an alarming rate. So there's several reasons for that. I'm sure they'll tell you on their end of the coin, but I think it's, I just think they're making a lot more money off us because they're striking while the iron's hot. So the restaurant industry is definitely being hit and hurt. A lot of restaurants aren't going to make it. They're just not. It's just too expensive to go out to eat for a family. People are cooking more at home, and even finding a grocery store is a challenge, but at least you can, learn to cook a little bit more. So that's just too bad. And we're going to see a lot of the smaller mom and pop places, and some of the bigger chains too have gone down. Fridays, TGI Fridays has gone down. Applebee's. A lot of these guys are tanking. Red Lobster. The list goes on. So the restaurant industry is really getting hit hard right now. Really getting hit hard. If you can afford to go out, I encourage you to do so, because it's hard work. These people work really hard, put their heart and soul in this, and we want to support them, but sometimes just can't afford to do it. Another industry that's really getting hit hard is the auto industry. I mean, the tariffs is absolutely crushing them. Ford's got an extra $6 billion, I think. GM said $3 billion in extra cost. Cars are already, the average price of a new car right now is $47,000. All right, so auto dealerships are trying to hold the line and not charge anyone because people can't afford cars the way they are. And with interest rates being pretty high and car loans, etc., really challenging for them too. So those are two industries that are really getting crushed right now. Another thing we got to look at is the stock market is overvalued to the max. The top, I think it's the top 5 or 10 companies like Apple and Nvidia and stuff like that have a value. They're overvalued like crazy. They have I think combined they have like a 17 or 18 trillion dollar value, but they're only bringing in several hundred billion collectively in profits a year. So that's really out of whack. Those numbers are way off. If I was heavily invested in the stock market, I would take a defensive position right now. I'm no expert, trust me, on the stock market, but Warren Buffett's doing it. So whatever Warren's doing, I'd be checking up on that too. Layoffs are up, and that goes along with the labor piece too. I mean, unemployment is going up a bit. I think it just depends where you live a lot of the time. There are jobs out there, I think, but you got to be willing to move, and you need to seek them out. In some places, it's very, very difficult to get a job. On the positive note, consumer spending is still strong. But on the negative part of that is the credit card debt is higher than it's ever been before. So you put all I know that some of these numbers sound wonky and stuff, but they all, at the end of the road, point to some, not saying there's going to be a recession, but I don't need to tell you that things are more expensive and tougher, and a little bit tougher than they used to be, and it doesn't seem like there's no end in sight. I mean, inflation went crazy during COVID, and prices went up, and it never really came back down. They've slowed down the rate they're going up, but they've been going up, and we really got hit hard during the COVID period as well. So tell me what you guys think about the economy. If you would, put those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. If you have any additional information, I would love to hear it. Thanks very much. I'll talk to you tomorrow.